This bike weighs over 100 pounds, has 2 motors, and produces up to 5,000 watts of peak power. Can I safely control it with 2 prosthetic legs? Today, we're going to put the Burchda Y3 through the ultimate test. Cinematic. Up to 2,000 zip ties and tape removal. It's there. My review of the Burchda Y3. All right, here we go. First ride on the Burchda bike. First impressions. The bike is comfortable. It's very smooth. My plan for this bike is to use it on some fishing adventures and ride it around the neighborhood, down the road, and to also use it during hunting season this year. One of the farms that I hunt on, it is a good hike all the way back from where I got to park, and my backpack is usually about 65 pounds and it's heavy. So my plan is I'm going to fix this up to where I can mount my stuff and we're going to ride to where we hunt this year. Actually, there goes a deer for the ride. Now, got to load this way. These big beefy tires really help. I mean, the maneuverability, this thing handles really good. Right now we're just doing some testing. And even with these beefier tires, it's still, the road noise is not that bad. The one thing I'm looking forward to is we've got a local park here and there's a bike trail and a little bit of an off-road trail that you can take to get to some different spots to fish. My review is going to solely focus on, is this bike capable enough for an amputee, a bilateral amputee, or adaptive users? How comfortable is the Y3? How does it handle? How is the battery life? How heavy is it? I figured it'd be best if we talk about this while we're on the bike. My first impressions of the Y3. I think the Y3 is a really good built e-bike. It comes packed with features in the price range that you're getting. You've got dual motors, front and rear, switching between rear wheel, front wheel, and all-wheel drive is simple at the push of a button. What type of battery are you getting with the Burchda battery? Here, let's take a closer look. Your battery, when you first get it, it comes with a charger. You want to plug it up and get it fully charged, and it's just going to slide down. So when you unlock this, you'll be able to pull this battery off, and then you just slide it right back on and you lock it. But inside this battery, it is a 52 volt, 30 amp hour lithium battery. So that is going to give you plenty of juice, plenty of battery available to take this thing on long, nice rides and not have to worry about your battery running out and solely relying on your pedals. The little LCD screen is very viewable. Sometimes it can be a little hard to see if you've got super sunny days and the sun is hitting right on your screen. But typically I have found in my initial testing that has not been an issue with me. Now, I've read a lot of comments about the weight, and I think this is 107, 109 pounds. And here's what I will tell you. I think if you're talking about an all-wheel drive e-bike and a bike that you're going to take on fishing trips, or you're going to take it off-road, I think you actually want that weight because it helps keep your tires planted to the ground a lot better. Now, I did have one small problem. It is not the bike, but it's something that I have got to find a solution for. And if you want to know what that is, you got to be subscribed, because on the next video, I'm going to show you the problem that I was having, and I'm going to show you the solution that helped me tame the Burchda Y3. Now let's talk about these big, fat, beefy tires that are on this thing. And I think that's one of the things that really stands out on the Y3. Fat tires on here, that's going to give you better traction, especially if you're on off-road. So I'm sure you can hear a little bit of the road noise right now, and that is from the knobs that are on the tires. Now, would these tires be good for long periods of time on the street? I would say you would more than likely wear the knobs down on the tires. So if you're primarily going to be strictly pavement concrete riding, you may want to get more of a street tire. But if you're going to have a mix of street and off-road, I think this is a well-balanced tire for what you're going to need it for. It does have an adjustable suspension, so you can change the settings on the front forks of the suspension. So you have a preload that you can set, and that's going to give you more dampening on the suspension. So if you're hitting those bumps, it's going to take them a little bit better. The shock on the middle of under the seat here I don't think you'll have any problems with the shock whatsoever. Now let's talk about comfort. Right out of the box, when you get this put together, I suggest that you sit on the bike and get your seat height dialed in really good. I've played around back and forth with mine. Now, for me primarily, I am not going to be pedaling this bike. I can pedal. There's times that I may need to pedal. If I'm ever out and the battery goes dead, I will be able to pedal this bike. But for me, I primarily want to use this as strictly an e-bike. So I'm testing total range on a single charge and seeing really how far that I can get. And I just went over some bumps and you can see it actually took it pretty well. I would say the seat is a good average seat. For me, being a little bit bonier, I kind of find that some of the longer periods of sitting and riding, my tailbone gets sore. So one of the upgrades that I'll probably do is getting a little bit wider, more padded seat. And would I say that is a deal breaker on the Y3? Absolutely not. So I think, you know, price point, you know, what you're getting total in this bike, you would just have to start nitpicking things that you didn't like or that you think could be a little bit better. But looking at other e-bikes in this category and price range, you know, I think this one actually is more rich in features than some of the other bikes, and that is one reason why, you know, I chose the Y3 is I wanted a bike that was a little heavier. The maximum payload capacity on the Burchda Y3 is 400 pounds because I used to ride motorcycles and dirt bikes, and when you have a lighter bike, yes, they're easy to get in and out, transport, but I think for handling that weight kind of helps stick the bike to the ground a little bit better. So for me, I'm actually kind of pleased with the weight. Loading this in and out of the back of the truck, it is heavy. It's doable. But I will tell you, you would probably want to invest in a good bike rack, strictly because to save your bike. It's going to make transportation a whole lot easier with the bike rack. You're not going to have to strain and push and pull, getting your bike loaded, getting it tied down. So a good ergonomical bike rack that's sturdy, I think, will do wonders with this setup. You know, right here, if you toggle on the screen, you know, we can go from rear wheel drive on the fly, hold the button in, the I button, and give it a little bit of a press. You can, now it went to front wheel drive, and you could feel that little jerk from the rear wheel switching to the front wheel. And if you just push it and long press it again, now we're in two-wheel, all-wheel drive. I'm gonna call these gears / modes. Some people call them modes, some people call them gears. But when you first get your bike, it's gonna be unlocked. There's a sequence that you do on the bike that you can go in, and your max speed is going to be capped on that initial setting. So with that setting being capped, you're going to hit, I think it was 26, 27 mile an hour, and that is going all the way through the modes up to mode 5. I'm 204 pounds, 6'2". Once you go into unlocking the bike, it will let you put it up to, I think it was 65, 67, and that is not the speed that you will reach, but that is the highest number that it will let you set it to. Right now, I'm in mode 1, all-wheel drive, and I'm comfortably cruising between 12 and 15 mile an hour. And I think that is more than enough speed that I'm ever going to need. But I'm really excited to be testing this Y3, and I'm going to put it through its paces. I'm absolutely going to run this bike. I'm not going to baby this bike. I'm going to do multiple range tests on it, fishing trips on this Y3. So if you're interested in the Burchda Y3, I highly suggest for you to hit the subscribe button and follow along, because I am going to be doing a complete series on the Burchda Y3. And I'm going to be fair in my reviews when I do these videos. You know, when you're coming to my channel and you see me doing a product review or you seeing me testing something, if I'm using it, I like it. But I want you to follow along, come ride with me on this journey as I adapt this Burchda Y3. And if you're an adaptive user, not just an amputee, adaptive, if you've had a stroke and you're recovering from a stroke, you have muscle problems, you've had knee replacements, bad backs, you're a little bit more elderly. I'm almost 50 years old, so I can almost classify myself as the elderly now. But if you fit into that category and you're thinking about an e-bike, or you have an e-bike and you're having problems, drop me a comment down below and let me know what your experience has been. Or if you're considering getting an e-bike, let me know if you have specific questions, and I will be glad to answer those. And if I don't have an answer, then maybe it's something that I can test and I can give you some feedback on. I'm going to talk about some of the settings that you're going to see here. So when you get this thing charged up, you can hit your switch here to turn it on. And this, you can hit this and it's going to tell you your battery life here. So we've used 1 bar out of all the bars. So you can put your key in here and lock it. So that's your on and off switch. When you come up here, you're going to hold the power button and your screen is going to light up. This is going to be your headlight. So when you turn that on, your headlight's going to come on. Your tail light's going to come on. Hit the brake, tail light's completely up. You can see my little motorcycle dude. So you see that the back wheel is currently lit up. We're going to hold the I button in. So long press on the I button, and now you will see front wheel drive. Long press the I button again. The second wheel come up, so now we're in all-wheel drive. You can toggle through your settings here. So I apologize, my max speed has been 40.8 miles per hour. So you can actually see. Now, when you're riding, this is eco. You've got mode 2, mode 3 is normal. So here's what I would tell you. If you want to conserve your battery, you're going to want to stay in 1 or 2 in eco. So 4 is normal, and then 5 is your sport mode, and that is high as it goes. This is going to give you the maximum, which is where I have hit 40 miles per hour. My average speed is 14.2. Shimano gears, Logan brakes. There you go, the outdoor amputee. Your throttle is right here. I think you're getting your money's worth with the Burchda Y3. I think that this bike has a lot of capabilities and endless possibilities. I would appreciate it if you don't mind, hit the like button and leave me a comment down below. All right, if you would like to try the Burchda Y3 for yourself, the fine folks at Burchda have given me a discount that I can give you that'll save you a little money when you go to purchase one. So just use the code TOA, that is the Outdoor Amputee 60, when you go to check out, and you'll save some money on the purchase of a Y3. Now I'll also put that code down in the description. So TOA 60, save you some money on the Burchda Y3. So stay tuned. Lots more testing going on. Lots more videos going to come out on the Burchda Y3.
When life knocked me down.